I know you must have had a book of GE questions for Warren Buffett today, Becky, and from
there have been plenty of GE questions
for you,
that have come in.
from viewers and from you and from us. But
Yeah.
what do you think of that, Beck? So a former person that ran the account, is that they need someone maybe to come in?
Probably not a bad idea
exactly.
At this point.
The FASB, a person that ran the FASB to come in and maybe they can sift through. The power systems and the pension issues that are, who knows how those
some
are
of these things were being
being
booked and accounted.
My question,
Warren's here.
Yeah, Warren loved the CEO, gave a huge, the former CEO, and remember that big sort of, at a time when GE really needed Buffett or Berkshire in terms of saying, that big investment, that helped GE a lot, Warren. Becky, you can ask all these questions, but I wonder if looking back on it, Warren, you feel like you were duped to some extent by Jeff Immelt.
No, I don't feel that way. My job is to make up my own mind on things, and we're talking that investment was made at the very end of September or the first days of October of 2008. And GE had been funded with extraordinary amounts of commercial paper, and the commercial paper market ended. And they really had a problem, and there was no question in my mind that it would be temporary if the government got its act together and the economic engine got back on the tracks, which I was sure it would. And so we did buy a $3 billion worth.
I know.
Piece of preferred with some warrants, and
it came with a 10%. It came with a 10%.
It came with a 10% coupon callable 110. We made some money on it. We didn't make as much money on that as we made on our Goldman investment.
But Warren, looking back, there was a time where I think Immelt had your full confidence. Looking back on it, do you think that was misplaced? Have you revised your overall viewpoint of how he led GE over his tenure? Have you looked at that and revisited that and think, wow, this wasn't what it appeared to be, or no?
Well, I keep looking at GE. I won't comment. Jack Welch is a very, very good friend of mine. Jeff's a friend of mine, and clearly there were mistakes made, and they made mistakes in long-term care. We made mistakes in long-term care. They weren't to the same degree, but that turned out to be a huge one. And I will read their 10K when it comes out. I'll read it very, very carefully. It'll probably take me all day to do it, but I'll do it. And insurance costs them a lot of money, and it's cost other people a lot of money. You can make big mistakes in insurance. And like I say, we made a...
Yeah, sorry. I'm just seeing some more stuff here. I'm just wondering Becky, we're trying to get through all this stuff that GE said, and I don't know whether to go with this yet. I'm from Mark Grant. Did you see this from B? I don't know what this means, that maybe there's going to be...
I have not gotten that yet.
A look back at the past. I think you do, but there's going to be a...
Well, look, we already knew this. We already knew this, that GE was going to restate earnings for 2016 and 2017. For both years. That they, Warren, this is news, I think, that was out yesterday. We don't know the extent of it yet, but they are going to be restating earnings in large part because of how they were booking some of the issues at Power, how they were booking revenue at Power, and some of the things that were coming through. What would your comment be, not knowing everything that's gone out at this point?
There's a lot of flexibility when you're booking that, either construction in progress or potential service contracts or anything. I'll be very interested in what they have to say on that. I would say the accounting at GE has not been a model at all in recent years. But you can make mistakes in something like insurance reserving, big time. And long-term care has probably been the biggest single element of misreserving in insurance throughout the industry. And they were in it big time, I was staggered by the amount of it.
By the amount of this most recent issue where they had to call up the reserves to the tunes of billions of dollars.
Yeah, and the question gets to be, it was the Kansas Department that supervising them, and that doesn't happen overnight. So it'll be interesting to see just exactly what the correspondence was between the Kansas department and the company and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you remember when
GE is a wonderful.
Oh, yeah, how wonderful. How to the tune of buying how much percentage of the common stock right now? How wonderful are you feeling about it, Warren?
No, we haven't bought any. We haven't bought any stock.
It's wonderful. Are you going to?
In fact, we sold our stock. We had a small amount of stock that came from the warrants
from the converts,
company, the preferred, and we sold it. I know we sold it at 29, whatever that was, a while back. It was a relatively small investment.
It's on sale. It's on sale today.
But we did get questions from, we did get 1458 is the latest tick. We did get questions from viewers. I believe one came from the Rational Walk that asked very specifically, has the company approached you? Would you be interested in buying parts of this? There's another question that came in saying, would you be interested in buying parts of either General Electric or Siemens, particularly if it was something that would help you in your healthcare initiative? It's star investor, vacuous star investor, with liquid assets earning less than projected inflation. Why not buy a cash generator industrial like GE or Siemens Healthcare unit? This could strengthen the healthcare partnership with JP Morgan and Amazon, as early diagnosis provides long-term savings to fix healthcare. What do you say to something like that?
We wouldn't buy a healthcare business to try it in with the healthcare initiative.
Would you buy it just simply because of prices on this?
If we liked the business and the price was right, we could write a check for cash, and that would apply. The GE, they've got a few big businesses. I don't think they want to sell them, but they have some smaller units that they're interested in selling. But we're always in the market for a big business that we can understand and that we like and we think that we've got the management for and so on.
Do you understand GE?
I don't understand the whole place, no, but I think I'd be capable of understanding given businesses or managers that we have at Berkshire would be capable of understanding those.
Hey, Beck,
they have not approached us about any big business. They've got some small business. Yeah, go ahead, John.
Sorry, Warren, and I'm going to let you go, but just for the record, GE is, I don't know. Do you see this, Becky? They're worried about how we're reporting it. So the accounting rules, this is not the restatement of earnings is not due to the SEC investigation. It's due to new accounting rules. I guess after the tax law, every company is required to do it. Well, so they're worried. These are the
changes. Let me ask. I've been very confused by this, and maybe we can hash through some of this. Those accounting changes are the accounting changes that we were just talking about with Warren at the top of the program. Accounting changes that will affect what you are doing going forward. Is that a reason to restate 2016 and 2007 or 2017 earnings?
Well, just from what you said this morning, I don't know anything about it. Obviously, they miscalculated their insurance reserves in a big way.
I think that's not related to the restatement of earnings. That is not what we're talking about. Right. That is not restatement of earnings on any of these issues. These are things that GE has already said on this that we're talking about from that front.
If in-process business or amount capitalized as possible earnings in the future, and were put on the books for in terms of service contracts or something like that. Anytime you get extended pieces of business, as you get in aircraft or engines and that sort of thing, there's a lot of flexibility in when you record both costs and revenue. And my guess is the SEC is looking at that. I don't know a thing about it in that respect, but my guess is that they're looking at that. And I've seen companies use much different, and I'm not referring to General Electric at all, I've seen them use much different approaches to contracts that extend over years and how they treat the first few units, which obviously have a higher cost because you're just getting into it. There's a lot of flexibility, and whether you have a conservative or an aggressive management can determine the earnings for at least a few years.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.